Well, the name on the back of his daughter's jersey says it all there. Legend. The fantastic career he has had. 132 goals over 15 years. He's won just about everything there is to win. 4 MLS Cups. You don't find players like Jaime Moreno every day, which is why the fans here in DC are giving him such a fantastic ovation in honor of his wonderful career for DC United.
He led the league in scoring in 1997. That's the only season that he did that, but it's not been about the fact he scored lots and lots of goals every year. It's the consistency that he's been scoring and also the assists that he's tallied as well.
Well, the thing is, he's not a flash in the pan. He's done it over 15 years, and he's the only player in the 100-100 club. He's got more than 100 goals and more than 100 assists, which goes to show you what a consummate team player he is. And he is someone that DC United, who are going to have to really bounce back after a disastrous season. They're going to have a very, very difficult time replacing someone like Jaime Moreno.
Well, Major League Soccer Commissioner Don Garber addressing the crowd about Jaime Moreno, who is there tied with Jeff Cunningham, level at the top of the chart for the all-time leading goal scorers in Major League Soccer with 132. Cunningham, of course, a former Toronto FC forward, still playing with FC Dallas. Moreno would love to finish with a flourish tonight and go out atop that standings on his own if he can get the goal. Kevin Payne, the Chief Executive Officer of DC United, said earlier this week, in his opinion, although slightly biased because he's from DC United, Moreno is the best player in Major League Soccer ever.
And you can really see the affection the fans have for him here in DC. There are signs littered all over the stadium recognizing Moreno's contribution to this organization. Although this year has been a very difficult one for him. He hasn't started many games, only 7 in total. He's appeared in 20 games, only managed to score 1 goal though, but it's all the other things that someone like Moreno brings to the dressing room, the leadership, the experience, and having that connection with the organization is something that not only DC United fans are very happy about and proud about, but it's an example to an organization like Toronto FC of that kind of relationship you can have with your players and in the community.
Well, Jaime Moreno, the number 99 for DC United, honored here. Don Garber there with him, the Commissioner of Major League Soccer. Garber actually picked Moreno as the Commissioner's pick for the All-Star game this year, which was held at Reliance Stadium in Houston as the All-Stars took on Manchester United, and that was Moreno's 8th All-Star appearance, and that shows the longevity of a player like him when you consistently achieve those standards that get you picked for things like that.
Well, when you look at what he's done over the course of his 15 years in Major League Soccer, 132 goals, 102 assists, 339 league games, the only player in the 100-100 club, 8-time All-Star, MLS all-time best 11. He's done just about everything there is to do. And look at that. Thanks, Jaime. Your career is our foundation. That's exactly what the DC United fans think of him here. They're handing out posters. It's Jaime Moreno night. And as I said before, what are the odds on him finally scoring another goal in his final game of his DC United career tonight against Toronto FC? Nick Dasovich will be hoping that won't be the case. He'll be hoping that the official, Mr. Petrescu, doesn't point to the penalty spot, because I think Moreno would be stepping out to take that one.
Well, Jaime Moreno, a Bolivian international, has scored goals for his country throughout the decades as well as for DC United. Arrived at the back end of the first ever season in Major League Soccer, so it does count him as a Major League Soccer original player. He's spent all of his time here with DC United, apart from a brief spell when he was in New York with the Metro Stars. But he is held in such high esteem here, and the kickoff just delayed slightly as they finish this presentation to Jaime Moreno. Let's send it back down pitch side to Andy Petrillo.
Luke, thanks so much. Well, despite Toronto FC not seeing any postseason action, interim head coach Nick Dasovich has still challenged his players. Who will show up here tonight? He says this is a time when you find out the true character of a player. And to put it in the old cliche, this is where you separate the boys from the men. Who will step up and say they deserve to be a part of this organization moving forward? In about 2 hours' time, we'll find out. Luke?
Thanks, Andy. Toronto FC with a lot of decisions to be made in the off-season. And DC United as well. There's Nick Dasovich showing his appreciation for Jaime Moreno. And before kickoff here, they showed a video at the stadium of a number of his former coaches, including people like Bruce Arena, who have spanned the generation with Moreno here at DC United. And you won't find many people in MLS with anything but positive things to say about him.
Oh, and rightly so. It's going to be a really emotional night for him, no question, having all of his family and friends out on the pitch with him, his teammates, former teammates, the commissioner, all there to honor him. There's John Harkes, former DC United player, now a commentator, former U.S. international as well. And it's a roller coaster of emotion for him, and he'll want more than anything to get this game underway and just get out there and get the business done.
Well, Jaime Moreno wanted to stay for another season with DC United, but he's been limited in his appearances this season. This will just be his 8th start of the year tonight for DC, and they made a decision very early on, middle of the summer, that they wouldn't be signing Moreno for another season. He might still play on. There's been talk that he'll go home and play in Bolivia for another year or two, and with some people, they just want to keep playing as long as they possibly can, as long as their body will let them.
It's difficult. You know, I was advised really early on in my career to walk away from the game at the highest level that you can possibly play at. And I think Jaime Moreno might be wise to follow that advice as well, because the longer you carry on playing past your best, the more it will tarnish your memories of the game. And this is a fantastic memory for Jaime Moreno to have. The reception he's getting here in RFK Stadium is a fantastic one. The upper deck of the stadium is decked out with 99 Jaime Moreno. And the fans obviously showing their appreciation for him. But now it's about getting the game underway, getting down to business, and getting the goal that might win the game for his team to finish this disappointing season off on a high.